G'day and welcome to the Grow a Small Business Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Truen. Each week, we speak with an owner who has grown a business with 5 to 30 team members to something bigger. Diving into their numbers and unearthing the pain they've experienced, we explore what they did to overcome each barrier and what they would do differently from day one. Let's get into it. Welcome, everyone. Today I'm interviewing Brandon Leibowitz from SEO Optimizers, based in Los Angeles, United States. Thanks for your time today, Brandon.
Thanks for having me on today.
Let's start with how we know each other. So we've both used the Podmatch website to find podcasts to go on as a guest, and also for us to find guests. So we've been using that for about 6 or 7 months now, and you've yourself been on quite a few podcasts.
Yep, it's helped out connecting me with more people that are podcast looking, or hosts that are looking for interviewees. So did it in the past, just manually reaching out to people, but Podmatch and other tools have made it a lot easier.
Absolutely. Tell our audience a bit about your business, what it does and how it makes money.
Yeah, so I help people get more traffic to their website using search engine optimization. So trying to help people stop spending money on paid ads and get that free traffic that Google and other search engines are willing to give out by putting keywords in your website and doing different things to help them better trust you and give you those rankings.
Yeah, it's an interesting topic. I've had a few people on both that provide services similar to yourself, but also when we talk about marketing, a lot of people are still saying that SEO is still relevant and important these days. And obviously it is, because that's your core business. Maybe explain to the audience why that is. I mean, I heard someone say the other day, they've got a multi-million-dollar business, and I think they'd spent all of $1,000 on paid ads over the last 10 years because search engine optimization is so powerful.
Yeah, it's just a way to tap into that free traffic so you could avoid spending money on ads, which the ads do work. It's just once you stop spending money on ads, you disappear. So yeah, SEO is more of a long-term kind of play for that, to just give you that free traffic and keep it going and keep that pipeline coming in with that traffic.
And it must be an ever-changing field. Obviously, Google, was it 10 or so years ago with the Panda update? That was a huge change in the way that websites were presented in the results.
Yep, no, Google pretty much changes every single day. They're constantly updating and changing their algorithm because they're just trying to clean up spammers. People that are gaming the system, like you said, the Panda, it's back in like 2011, and they had Penguin and all these other updates that, I mean, they still have big ones, but every few months they'll have a major update. That's where big changes happen. But Google is constantly changing, trying to make it tough. They don't want you to rank. They want you to spend money on paid ads.
And how did you start out?
I just kind of fell into it after I graduated from college, got my first job, or got my degree in business marketing. And the first job I got out of school was to help out a company with their digital marketing, and didn't know much about it. They said, don't worry, we don't know much about it either. We're going to take you to classes and workshops and learn alongside you with you. And that was back in 2007. And that's when I just realized that everyone's probably gonna have a website in the future. And there's a lot of different ways to get traffic, but SEO is just a way to get free traffic. So I really just focused on that over the years.
And how old were you back in 2007 when you decided to jump out on your own?
I was 22, 23.
Yep.
After I graduated, or got that first job, yeah, like 23.
Great. So that's 15 years. Do you have any key numbers you can share to illustrate the growth over that time?
Well, back then I was working full time and just would pick up a client here or there just to make some extra money on the side. So wasn't 100% focused on the business. So that was just more just extra money that I can make going to like a local restaurant, be like, hey, do you want to rank at the top of Google? I'll help you get ranked on Google, Google Maps, rank your images and videos and all that stuff. But maybe like 5, 6, 7 years ago, really focused more on the business and really just like I had more time saying, hey, if I really focus on this, I could probably make this my full-time job and quit my job that I was working at different advertising agencies and focus on that. So once I really started focusing on the business, my freelance business, then saw the growth pretty much doubling year over year for the most part. I mean, some years had some hiccups, and a couple of years ago with everything that happened, lost a bunch of clients that were local businesses. So just had to ride that wave, but just had to reevaluate, just figure out how to readapt and adjust to everything that's going on in the world.
And after COVID, that hit, were you able to recover back to the level you were?
Yeah, much more.
Oh, great. And how many team members, you started out on your own, how many team members, full-time equivalents would you have now?
Probably about 2 people full
Yep.
time, a bunch of other people that help out with content, writers, things like that, where just use them as needed. A lot of content that needs to be put out there for SEO.
Yep. And when was the moment you felt like you had succeeded?
Probably when I was able to quit my full-time job and be able to just focus on the business solely and not have to go into that 9 to 5 anymore.
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
Definitely a good feeling. Definitely nice to be able to leave that and know that you're still making an equivalent amount. So you're not just worried like, all right, I have to make this work. It's not life or death. It's all right. I built up this business over the years where it's constantly been stable and I feel comfortable that it's going to work and was able to keep pushing it.
What does success look like to you?
Success is just helping other businesses get that traffic from Google, watching them get to the top of Google organically and just watching their traffic just increase, their sales increase or leads increase, whatever their conversion goal is, but just watching them grow and ultimately spending less money on paid ads.
Perfect question for you. Number one thing you'd recommend to marketing a fast growing business?
Yeah, number one thing I'd recommend is just be patient with everything because everything takes time. If you're growing quickly, the marketing, the SEO, well, especially the SEO, it takes time. There's no quick instant gratification with that. That's if you want results immediately, you need to run paid ads. SEO is more a long-term play. It's going to take on average about 6 months, give or take, sometimes less, sometimes more, but it takes time. There's no just quick shortcut for the SEO, but paid ads and other forms of marketing will help supplement that while you're waiting for that traffic to come in.
And how did you fund your business?
Well, just don't really need much funding when you're doing a digital marketing or doing SEO. All you need is a laptop and internet and you're good to go, which is pretty nice. Not much overhead.
So no bank finance or investors, it's just yourself?
Yeah, you don't need that when you have with what I'm doing, luckily.
If you were to start up today with plenty of funding, would you go into your industry?
Yeah, I went like skateboarding. So
Yep.
go into skateboarding and which I'm kind of doing right now since I've helped out all these companies over the years. Like, how about I help myself out and follow what I love? So made a skateboarding company, but yeah, would love to. That would definitely help out if you have a physical product that you're selling. That will help out, or a service where you need to buy equipment and overhead fees like that, or like storage and things like that. Whereas with what I'm doing, all I need is that laptop, internet, and pretty much good to go, except for maybe some paid tools I need for SEO. Other than that, there's not too much overhead, luckily, with what I was able to do.
Can you outline the most stressful point in your small business growth journey so audience can learn from it?
No, it was probably just trying to figure out how to get clients at the beginning. Like that was always the toughest part, building up a reputation for myself and showing people that I could actually rank them on Google. So it was really tough, especially when businesses know what SEO is. Still to this day, a lot of people don't understand the value of search engine or understand what search engine optimization is, why they need it. So it's tough to explain the value when they don't even know what it is. So that's probably the toughest part, is just getting people to understand what it is and why it's important.
What area in business do you feel you've had to work on the most to add the greatest value?
I just work on sales and myself, just selling myself, because don't really like doing that. But when you have your own company, you are the spokesperson. So you got to put the face behind the company and you are that company. So just putting myself out there more and just working on not just doing the SEO, but all aspects of the business.
What have you enjoyed the least about managing fast growth?
Sometimes people's expectations could be, sometimes people's expectations could be tough to manage. So like you could get quick, immediate traction on your website and all this growth. But if your website is not optimized for conversions, all that traffic is just going to leave and you're not going to get any leads, sales, phone calls, whatever that conversion goal is. So got to make sure that whole cycle is built out and make sure you really work on the conversion rate optimization, which didn't really focus on too much when I first started doing SEO, because I didn't realize how important that is, because half the traffic that comes to your website is going to leave immediately. So got to have those multiple touch points and really just build up that trust and make sure that website is optimized to try to capture that visitor's information so you could follow up with them and hopefully turn them from a visitor into a client.
What do you love most about growing a small business?
Well, I like just helping them, watching them grow and succeed, and helping them just get to that next level. And especially with the SEO, helping them save money off those paid ads so they could just invest in other aspects of their business or marketing or whatever it is that they want to focus on. But really just like helping businesses grow and watch them take off.
It's a great age to be in marketing, isn't it? Digital marketing, so measurable, and you've got metrics there you can easily track and improve on.
Makes it a lot easier with Google Analytics and other tracking tools. There's a lot that you can report on and show what's working, what's not working, and make statistically informed decisions on how to improve it.
What has been the biggest mindset shift for you in your small business growth journey?
Probably just being more open to new strategies, new methods of promoting myself and offering different services I wouldn't have thought of in the past, but just trying to be open to new ideas, new suggestions, and listen to other people's opinions about what they think could work or potentially cannot work.
The number one habit you think a small business owner needs to develop and maintain?
They should just be hardworking. If you're own a business, you gotta be working a lot. So gotta be ready to dive in and focus on just grinding away and building that business up, because it takes a lot more time to have your own business versus working at someone else's company. So it's got to be a hard worker and dedicated and motivated and not giving up.
Do you love talking small business growth with other owners? We have a vibrant online community from many industries around the world. Plus, we regularly add new tools and resources for community members and host 2 webinars a month to help you grow your small business. growsmallbusiness.com.
Can you talk to how you've added people to the team, some wins, mistakes, and advice for those listening?
Yeah, building teams is always tough. You just got to find good team members, interview people, train people, and build systems and processes that help streamline everything. But got to work on all those systems and processes to make everything work a lot better.
What are some things you recommend to building a sustainable and kick-ass culture to help with the growth?
Just having a good work-life balance, I feel like, is a good way to have that culture, have a good culture that you kind of stick with it, or I guess it's always evolving. So be open to changing, but try to be somewhat consistent with the culture. You don't want to be changing it too much, but just have a good balance between work and life, because that's really important.
Well, that's the next question. Tell our audience how you've handled balance.
Just by not being stuck to the computer all day, going out, doing exercise, walking around, going down to the beach, just getting fresh air, traveling, whatever it may be, but got to have that work-life balance. It's so important.
And how much professional development have you invested in yourself over the years?
A lot. That's how you grow. If you're not investing in yourself, you're going to be stagnant and it's going to be tough to grow. But there's a lot of things out there, tools, classes that you can invest in, free, paid ones that will help you grow. You don't have to pay for all these. There's so much free content out there.
I imagine there must be a lot of learning you have to keep on for SEO. As you said, it changes literally daily. So there must be a lot of resources you have to, keep on top of.
Yeah, it's constantly just staying on top of what's going on, what changes I'm seeing, what changes I'm not seeing, what's going on with trends, and just trying to read up in blogs, forums, podcasts, YouTube videos, whatever it may be, books, but just trying to get as much information as possible. The more you know, the better.
Have you had mentors or coaches along the way?
No, I always tell people, got to get a mentor. Got to get a mentor. It helps out so much. Mentors are one of the best things for a business owner to have.
And how did you find your mentors?
So I teach classes at different places like General Assembly and the Small Business Association, SBA, which is also part of SCORE, and score.org will put you in touch with mentors. So I was teaching classes about SEO, and then I found out that they put you in touch with mentors. So I found a mentor there and they've helped me out, but usually going to networking events, which can't really do too much nowadays, but if you could go find someone in person, that's always a lot better. But score.org, I'm not sure if it's nationwide, but I'm in Los Angeles and they have multiple chapters all over California. So I think they should have them. Actually, they do have them nationwide. So that should be a great way if you're in the United States. If you're not in the United States, there's probably other websites that are similar to score.org, or maybe you could find a mentor on score.org that's willing to do international since you speak English. Well, depending on what language you're speaking, but if you're in another foreign language, then you might have to find someone more locally, but Score is a great resource.
That's just SCORE.org, Score.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Score.
Yeah, right. Okay, I've never heard of that.
SCORE.org. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And do you have a board of directors or advisors?
No, just me.
All right, Brandon, we're on to our final 5 questions. What do you think is the hardest thing in growing a small business?
Growing it probably is one of the hardest things, and staying dedicated to it and not getting discouraged or giving up, because it takes time. Nothing's immediate. Sometimes you go viral and just explode, but most of the time it's that slow, just growing it and growing it and growing it and just grinding away.
Favorite business book which has helped you the most?
I like the 4-Hour Work Week. Is a good one. Good motivation to try to help you as a business owner and try to just allocate your time better.
Any great podcasts or online learning tools you use for your own professional development?
Not podcasts for development. I listen to a bunch of just general podcasts to kind of just tune out and just kind of zone out sometimes, because I do read too much and listen to too many videos and articles and blogs, but not any particular podcast I could think of. But I do like this one guy, Lex Friedman. It's really interesting. Puts out a lot of good content, but it's not about marketing or anything like that, but it's really interesting. He's like an AI or works with artificial intelligence and has all these really good people on his podcast. So
yeah, I think I've listened to a couple of his. Yeah,
I like that one. He's really interesting.
One tool you'd recommend to help grow a small business?
I would say probably Google Analytics. It's a free tool and it's not made for SEO. It's made for just general digital marketing. So that's going to help out a lot. If you're looking for an SEO tool, I would say something like Ahrefs, Ahrefs is really good, or Moz, MOZ, or SEMrush are really good tools for SEO to look at backlinks. But just in general, Google Analytics is a free tool that's going to show you everything you want to know about your traffic.
Yeah, I love Google Analytics. They came out about 15 years ago. I remember they just wiped the floor. There were a couple of big analytics companies that I can't even remember their names now, but Google got into the space and just dominated.
Yeah, especially when it's free and it's from Google.
Yep.
It's tough to beat. Anything free from Google, if you're doing marketing, you're probably going to want to use it.
Finally, my favorite question. What would you tell yourself on day one of starting out?
Probably get a mentor. That would have saved me a lot of time and headaches, because mentorship has been so helpful and it really helps a lot. But also just be dedicated and just keep working at it. Just don't give up, don't get discouraged. But the mentor really would help out a lot with that growth and learning curve, because you could learn from their mistakes and avoid some of the mistakes they've learned in the past or done in the past. Or they could tell you, hey, this might be a better route for you to go, or this might be a worse way for you to go. Let's avoid this, and just help save a lot of time.
Yeah, totally agree. I wish I had have taken my own advice 22 years ago and firstly got mentors, and then secondly listened to the ones I had early on as well. Yeah,
they are invaluable, but it's tough sometimes. You're like, all right, do they really know my business? Because a lot of mentors that I've had aren't in the digital marketing sphere, because it's kind of a newer thing and most are more traditional market or traditional businesses. So I'm like, does it really work? But it does translate over, and to show you things that doesn't necessarily have to be about business or marketing, because if you're a business owner, you need to know a lot more than just marketing. You need to know how to run that business and keep everything afloat.
Great. Well, thanks very much for your time today, Brandon. I think the audience get a lot of value out of what you shared with us. Great growth over the last 5 or 6 years, particularly doubling nearly every year, and 15 years at it. So congratulations.
Yeah, thanks for having me on today.
And for our audience, we would greatly appreciate a review in iTunes or whatever platform you listen to us on. More reviews means we bubble up higher in iTunes, etc. So more business owners looking for podcast help with their growth will find us.